Why does the pimple pop up on the face? Why does it occur during that puberty time? And from where does it come? We all had our share of pimples while growing up, and it always starts with puberty hitting us, and we all have seen the pimples growing on your faces. It grows during the puberty, but then some for some people it goes away, but others it starts popping up again as you grow up. So, have you ever wondered why does the pimple pop up on the face? Why does it occur during that puberty time? And from where does it come? What is it really makes that pimple pop on your face and trouble you and make you look ugly? Today in this video, we are going to talk and explore some of the unique aspects of pimples that you probably have never heard about. These aspects are not what we have scientifically or traditionally known about, that we see ads about, that we see on television and buy all those products in that particular way, in that particular scientific way to get rid of them. Today it's going to be a very interesting video, so stay with me. Welcome to my channel, Becoming Wiser. And today we are going to talk about pimples. Pimples are something that we all experience right after we hit puberty. So puberty hits boys and girls differently, and every individual it is not always the same time. But roughly for men and women, it is roughly occurring between the age of 13 to 16, 17. And when you start feeling that you are growing up, that is, your adulthood is about to appear, the pimples start popping up. And that is when you start realizing that your beautiful face has an ugly eruption of these tiny red dots. And they are quite painful and also sometimes very hard to look at. But why does it actually occur? Have you ever wondered? Is it really the dust, or is it really the pores that is filled with dust and pollution that makes the pimple pop on the face? Is it really that? Even if you're in a closed space and when you hit that puberty, you start feeling appearance of these pimples. Then is all those ads that we have seen on television that this is how pimples come on the face, and they sell so many cosmetic products based on that particular fact. Is it really what is happening in the body? Have you ever wondered about it? So हिंदी में कहा जाए तो कहाँ से आते हैं ये पिंपल्स? क्यों आते हैं ये पिंपल्स? Today we are going to look at a very different aspect of it, a very TCM perspective, not a Western medicine perspective, because we have already seen too many ads, too many videos on YouTube, on television, on Instagram, explaining how these pimples are appearing. But today we are going to talk about an energy aspect of it that is inside us, and that is the cause of it. Let us begin with a very basic understanding of what is this energy that rises during that puberty. As an individual, when you grow up, we have this kind of a battery that is installed inside us. We call it gene essence, which is, in simple words, can be translated as sexual hormones or semen or sexual energy that is driving our body into a process of reproduction. So, for that process of reproduction, the purpose of this life is to reproduce. So, to reproduce, we need that essence of energy, and that essence of energy is latent. It is latent in the sense it is not released until your all the organs are sufficiently strong enough to harness that power, to hold that power, to channelize that power, to give rise to a new offspring or new life. And this battery, this energy that is there inside you, it is from birth. We call it Shen Chi. So it is the prenatal, that is, it is occurring right from the birth. It is not something that you gain after the birth. So it is there. It is in a yogic term, I would say it is the Kundalini Shakti, or it is the Kundalini power that is existing inside you. So when a person grows, all its organs which are essential for upbringing of another living organism, that is another offspring. You need this whole setup, you need the whole base, the container to hold that energy inside. So for that, your body needs to prepare for it. So that is why it takes around 10 to 12 years for all your organs to grow properly. After that, when the body knows that it is the right time for you to be able to reproduce, it starts releasing this energy in the form of sexual desires. So, what is sexual desires? Basically, in scientific terms, it is like hormones which are released, which gives you a perception of desire of opposite sex or desire to recreate a life. So, it is an energy that is the fundamental of this universe. It is present in the earth, it is present in the trees, it is present in every living being on this planet, in the universe itself. So it is not something that is tabooed, it is not something that you hate, it is not something that you should force yourself not to think about. But you need to have a complete understanding of what that energy is, what it signifies, or in Taoist culture, we call it the in essence. So there is an in energy that is the whole physical aspect, the physical condensation of universal energy, that is the birth giving life force that is present inside the body. And like a seed, which is when we plant in the earth, it is a seed that is having this energy. And when you have sufficient amount of water, nutrients towards it, that is us preparing ourselves to reproduce, at that time it starts germinating. So this germination, that budding of the seed, is something of an outburst of a young energy, that is a fire that is like growing towards the sky, opening, channeling towards your whole body, the hormones, adrenaline, testosterone, estrogen, everything flooding on your system. It starts creating so many changes that you actually start growing up, you start becoming an adult. At the same time, if it is not properly channelized, if you are not trained enough to channelize it in the right way, utilize it, and not get carried away by the desire, not get stagnated by all kinds of external stimulus, then you will have an immense amount of potential energy inside you, and those semen, those essence inside you is going to develop into a very powerful being. Today we have so many stimulants outside, so many different kinds of things that we watch outside, things that we eat, that creates blockages in this channel. So you have a vase, and this vase is something where you have to hold water, contain it, but the vase is cracked or it is not properly shaped. So it is going to create a lot of loopholes, and it is going to let this pure form of energy erupt at unnecessary places. And that is appearing on your face, on your body as pimples. Pimples, in simple words, is like that volcano that is erupting from the earth. It is that heat, that latent heat inside it, that finds an outlet when it is not properly channelized into growth of this planet, and it erupts at one particular spot, and that spot is mostly the high space on your body, because we know that heat rises to the face. We have talked about this in our previous videos. So as the heat rises, it finds these loopholes, that is the skin, and this heat from the blood is pouring out and creates an inflammation under the skin, and that we call pimples. Now there are a lot of explanation how it happens, what is happening, and everything, but how I started thinking about this aspect of energy, that is the reason for this formation of pimples, was an interesting story. Earlier, we had a perception that this is the heat energy that is present in your gut, in your intestine, that is popping out on your face. It is because you eat all the garbage food, you go out in the pollution, you have so much of junk food that you eat. All these things are the reason why you get pimples, and that is why we put so much of cosmetic things on your face. But then I came across a patient and I started treating him. But when I started treating him, I noticed that he didn't have any of those problems. He was not going out in any kind of dust environment. He was not having any kind of polluted environment around him. He would clean his face, keep it tidy. He would not have any stress related issues. He would not have any kind of food related issues. His diet was very perfect. And still, he was having so many pimples growing on his face. Then I asked him about his lineage, his parents, what he was. What I came to know that his surname is Bhosle. So in India, Bhosle are people who belong to a clan who are very powerful warriors. They belong to the same lineage as Sri Chhatrapati Shivaji Raje Bhosle. From him, this lineage has carried forward and has come to this young boy. So you can imagine the person, when you close your eyes, that power, that energy, that potential this great Maratha warrior had in him. That whole energy in his life, he has channelized it to grow Maratha Empire and to create this life for all the people where they could live peacefully. So he had channelized this potential energy, that latent energy inside him. But that same energy that has carried down from generation to generation to this young boy is not used in the same way. That energy is inside him, but it is not channelized the way it was before. So it is getting stagnant, and that is why it is erupting from unnecessary location like face. And because of this eruption, he started getting these problems of pimples, and it started making his face look very dull, very ugly, like eruption all over the place. So that is how I started thinking. So if that is the cause of pimples in puberty, then if people in the young generation start developing certain skills like meditation, deep meditative practices, martial arts, and certain other practices, yogic practices from childhood, where they can understand to channelize this energy in a way that it will be used for development of their own self and the development of the society, then this energy will be utilized for those good purpose and it will not be erupting on their face. At the same time, food habits and everything are part of it. But this is the main reason why you get pimples in puberty. You can get pimples after puberty as you grow old, but those reasons are already known to us. That is a different topic. But today, this video is specifically to my young friends who are in their puberty, who are watching this. Please, please, please understand why you are getting those pimples. Don't hate your face, don't hate your body. Learn why your body is showing certain signs and symbols. They are not just there to make you look ugly, they are there because they are telling you you have a better use of your energy. You can channelize your energy in a better way, exercise well, and use a proper medium to focus that energy on your life. Instead of distracting your mind on phone and just study, 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 try to channelize in educating yourself in a better way so that you have a better future and a very clean face. Another thing why I want this video is that because it is a natural process that you start developing pimples, if you have the right means to treat it, it will go away, like where this young boy was successfully treated and his pimple eruption started going away. One thing that most young generation they do is that they hate that their own face so much they start popping the pimples. That is the worst thing and the last thing that you can do, because if you pop the pimple, you are basically scarring your face. Those scars are very hard to go. They will stay with you forever. So the pimple erupt, and then after they are erupted, they dry and then they go away. They will not stay on your face unless you temper with them. If you temper with the pimples, then they are going to stay on your face throughout. So do you want to look ugly when you grow up, or you would prefer to have a very clean face after your puberty is over? Understand why things happen the way they happen, and when you understand why it happens, you are going to be healthy. And in case you have problems with very big pimples, they are painful and harmful, then you always have a choice to treat them, always have a way to treat the internal causes and eliminate them or channelize them in a better way. Stay tuned and understand your body through my videos. I'm going to share more about this, about cosmetics, about why things happen the way they happen, and so that you can find ways to make them better. Do subscribe to the channel, because otherwise you will not know when I'm going to release the next video. And also do comment if you don't understand any aspect of what I just said. If you want to know more in detail how this energy work, how you can find ways to channelize them, and do comment so that I know and I will guide you accordingly. Thank you so much.